Half of the Christmas trees leaving this farm each year end up in American homes. But if Donald Trump follows through with his tariff plan and it sticks, there are fears sales next season will drop.
The costs are still going to be there for production, but if at the end of the year we're not able to to have our sales, some people might just go out of business.
Last year, more than 1 million Quebec trees were exported to the U.S. Industry leaders say passing the cost on to customers is not an option.
Trees, they can't be too high because the consumer is just going to stop buying a natural tree and they're just going to switch to artificial.
From agriculture to retail, the Canadian Federation of Independent Business represents nearly 100,000 companies across the country. A quarter of them do business in the U.S., including this Calgary-based clothing brand. It was already considering setting up shop south of the border, a plan that could potentially be moved up significantly.
When the rules of the game shift, it's really difficult to, make a plan, right? Like we'd been planning on expanding quite substantially into the U.S. market over the course of the next year.
With at least 70% of Canada's exports going to America, some say this is a lesson to explore different trading partners.
We should try to expand our exports to other countries, for example, Japan and Germany, because we get a lot of stuff from these two countries, but we don't send enough to them. So bring down the dependence on America.
It has been a bumpy year for many Canadian businesses who had to weather rail and port disputes, a Canada Post strike, and now the uncertainty of whether Trump's tariffs are a real threat or just a negotiation tactic. Vanessa Lee, CBC News, Montreal.